What's up guys, it is Chris back with another watch video, and today we are unboxing something very unique, very interesting. It is a TACS watch. This is the AVL2. It's a brand that is actually located in Japan, and they are very heavily influenced by photography. And if you haven't noticed, so am I. I have a Leica M that just sits right here. It's my M8. I have another Leica, and I have a few other cameras. Obviously, I'm filming right now on a Sony. I have tons of cameras. I love cameras. I've always been into photography. I'm not very good at it, but I have always been into photography, so it's something that I very much find interesting. And this is a watch inspired by photography. I'm going to get right into it. It comes in very interesting packaging. This is sort of a little leather tab here. This is metal. It says AVL2 on it. TACS, unique is simple. And then this just folds open. Inside is felt. And you can see there is an item in there. It doesn't look like a watch. It almost looks like a camera lens, right? Take that out. You have a little card in here. This is the warranty card. It's square and made out of plastic. QR code, just scan that. It's your warranty information and also information on how to operate the watch. And then there's just a little plaque right here and then another little plaque right here. Just information on getting more information about the watch, or right there is just Instagram and all that stuff. It's pretty cool. I think a very good idea. Then there are metal plaques on the sides of the watch, as you can see. Vintage lens is the actual version of this AVL2. It's an automatic, as you can see. TACS style, they're telling you follow them on Instagram, Facebook, and Pinterest. There is the TACS style is their Instagram, I guess. All stainless steel 316L, Japan automatic movement, sapphire glass, made in Japan, designed and registered, and then it's a water resistance of 100 meters. Very cool. They did a lot here. The box is actually engraved also. And here is what comes in the package itself. Of course, you have a watch. That watch is actually covered by what looks like a vintage lens cover. Can you see that? I mean, isn't that cool? And of course, it's signed, TACS, and all that. And you take that off. This is a real piece of leather, and it has a little button on there that it affixes to it. It's awesome. It's really, really cool. A lot of attention to detail here. I reached out to them a long time ago. They never got back to me. I kept on reaching out to them because I said, this is a really cool watch. I really would like to feature it on my channel. And finally, they came back to me. So I don't need to return this. This was a gift to the channel. My first impressions were always, the moment I saw this watch, I was very impressed with it. And when I got it in hand, obviously, equally as impressed. So this does have an automatic movement. As I mentioned, it's a Japanese automatic movement. Yes, it is an 8S. So this does not hack, but it does hand wind. And you can see the 8S from the back. It is decorated. It's not bad looking. Looks actually really good. I think they do a really good job on the case back, and I'll do a lot of close-ups of that. There are push pins. However, they do send you a tool to actually remove the push pins, which is really nice and thoughtful. A lot of brands overlook this. A lot of people don't have the tool to do this on their own. Especially with COVID, you're not going to bring your watch to a jeweler right now and have it done. So very nice that they actually include that. And of course, here's the watch. And like I said, it's inspired, heavily inspired by lenses, by cameras. And you can see there's actually a wood inlay on the case. That is inspired by vintage cameras. There is a little bit of a notch out here, or not a notch actually, it's a little loop that is like a vintage camera loop. I'll do close-ups of all that. It's signed TACS in between the actual lugs there. Very big, robust bracelet, but it's a two-tone bracelet. You have black and stainless steel. The case itself is all in stainless steel that is PVD coated. And then, of course, you have that wood. You have a bi-directional friction-fitted bezel that feels just like a very expensive lens, like you would feel on a Leica, on a Voigtlander, or a Leica lens, something really, really nice. It feels really nice, and it doesn't, you're not going to use it for timing. It's just there for the aesthetic. Fisheye lens on the sapphire crystal. Very, very cool. It's skeletonized. So they skeletonized it, I think, because it gives you that effect of a lens. It's sort of, you're looking into the movement. Because it's fisheye, it sort of darkens the movement a little bit, and it sort of looks like it's far away. It looks really, really cool. 100 meters water resistance. I mentioned this is all stainless steel. It has a really cool big crown on here. The crown is screwed in, and I think they made this to look like a pusher, so like a camera, shutter pusher. Again, really cool. It says BPH 2100, I think, right there, and then that's in white. And then on the other side, it just has a little plaque, and it just gives you the name of the watch. Again, they're going for a lot of the camera aesthetic. So there are, if you've ever been up close with some camera lenses, you'll see there's a lot of little details that make it look like a camera lens, and I'll do close-ups of that. It's not the easiest watch to tell time on, but really that's not the point. If you're buying this watch, you're really into lenses, and that's the reason why you're buying it. There's a little line that goes across here. Again, sort of, homage to a lot of camera bodies and lenses. I think they did a really good job of sort of putting this together and making it look like a camera. Again, you have to be into cameras to appreciate this. If you're not, it's not really something that you're going to appreciate. Now, the back of the watch itself, screwed in case back, big giant screws, very vintage looking camera screws. And then you have a glass case back. I believe this is sapphire as well. And it just says vintage lens there. There's some wording around that little glass part. And then, of course, you have the movement. Just really, really cool. They've done a lot here to make it look like a camera, like something very, very unique. Now, this isn't a cheap watch. I wouldn't call it a cheap watch, especially considering that this has a Miyota 8S or a 2S movement in it. This is $599. Now, these go on sale often, so you can get them cheaper than this, and that is $599 for this version because it's PVD coated on a bracelet. They have cheaper versions that are around $500. I believe those are on a strap. And then when they go on sale, you can get them even cheaper than that, I believe, through them directly. They are a Japanese company. These are made in Japan, so that is also something that needs to be said. In Japan, there's a big culture for photography. A lot of cameras are made in Japan. Really, some of the best cameras are made in Japan. Very cool idea, and I really, really like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw it on my wrist, and then we'll do a lume shot. I believe this actually has a little bit of lume. I think it's just on the hands, but we'll do a lume shot just for the hell of it so you guys can see, and then we will wrap up the video. Quickly, though, I am wearing today my Key d'Ali in titanium. I do have it on an Artem strap. This is a really cool sailcloth strap. They sent these in to me for review. It just looks really cool on this watch. I actually started wearing this watch since I put it on there. I think it looks really, really good. Very excited about these straps. Very, very nice. So there it is on my wrist. This is a 46 millimeter watch. I don't think I actually said that in the beginning because I was so excited. 16 millimeters thick. It is thick because of that domed sapphire crystal, although the bezel actually sits out, I think, a little bit higher than that because of the actual aesthetic of the watch. It is meant to look like a camera lens, so that makes sense. It does not sit at the same level as the actual lens itself, so that makes sense. And then there's a 52 millimeter lug width, so it's not a small watch by any means. But again, it's something very, very interesting. This is a conversation starter. People will see this on your wrist and have no idea what you're wearing. Not many people know about this brand. Again, I like to bring you guys brands that people don't know about. And you can see that I am excited about this watch because I think it's really, really cool. And it is. There's just a screw right there. Very interesting design, you know. You will always look at this watch and notice another design element, something that they did to make it look like a camera. Again, I love cameras. Here's my M8. Like I said, I have more Leicas. I like Leicas. I like Sony's. I have an A7. I have a few different cameras. I have Canons. You know, this is cool. This is just cool. Anyway, I'll do a quick lume shot. I think there's a little bit of lume, but other than that, we'll wrap up the video after the lume shot. Well, there you can see it. I mean, there's not a lot of lume on this dial. There's no lume on the dial, actually. There's no lume on the indices. There's really not indices. The hands have lume. The second hand has lume. The hour and minute hand have lume. But that's basically it. I like what they did with the lume because the lume sort of starts where that skeletonized area of the dial ends. It looks pretty cool. But there's not a ton of lume and it's not going to last. So again, you're not buying this watch for the lume. You're buying this watch for the look of a camera lens. That's the whole point. It does look good in person especially, but the lume will not last. Anyway, tell me what you guys think of this watch in the comments below. I know it's very out of the ordinary. It's a very interesting watch. It is a very big watch. It definitely is a big watch. If they came out with this in a little bit smaller of a size, I think this would be really, really interesting as well for people with smaller wrists. But at the moment, I think that you need to have a somewhat larger wrist or at least a medium-sized wrist for something like this because it is large and it wears quite large. But it looks really cool, I think, and it's just a conversation starter, really. But tell me what you think in the comments below. I always want to hear from you guys. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that bell icon. It's super helpful for the channel. I very much appreciate it. Please also follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is WatchChrisBlog. I always post pictures of watches that are coming up for review, like this watch. So definitely check out my Instagram. It is WatchChrisBlog, all one word. Please take a look at some of the links in the description. Those links are to Amazon and a few other affiliates. If you click those links, it doesn't cost you anything extra. However, it helps support the channel, and I very much appreciate it. Anyway, thank you for logging on. I'll catch you guys in the next